Good evening. Would everybody please rise for the national anthem? Please be seated. Welcome to the 2013 Honours Convention. I would like to take a moment to introduce some members of our platform party and to thank them for attending this evening. With us is our Provost, Dr. Michelle Wheatley, David Fison, Esquire, the Chief Diversity Officer, and Dr. Jay Cole, our President's Chief of Staff. I would like now to invite Dr. Wheatley to the podium for the welcome.
Good evening to all of you, and welcome to the 144th Commencement Exercises at West Virginia University. I have to tell you folks, we are going to do commencement exercises for 48 hours straight except for time spent sleeping. But this is like an astonishing banquet where they let you eat dessert first. This is the first ceremony, and in my mind, it's the one we've all been waiting for all year. This rare occasion where we gather together all of our students who are graduating with honors, who have gone beyond the expectation in their programs. We recognize them as a cohort, and then over the weekend there will be 19 ceremonies where the academic degrees will be conferred within the disciplines. So it's a wonderful opportunity for us. As Chief Academic Officer and Provost, I live for this ceremony. I spend a lot of my time dealing with money and problems at the university, and the joy that I get attending this ceremony cannot be overstated. This is a particularly poignant ceremony for me because not only am I proud as punch as the provost, but I'm beaming with pride because I have a child in this graduating class who's sitting out there in the audience and is thinking at this very moment in time, oh no, what will my mother say next? So I'm actually puffed up and beaming from ear to ear because I have supported one of these students just like the rest of the people in the audience. And so what I want to do with my remarks is to really talk to the supporters, the parents, the grandparents, the guardians. Maybe we have some 4-H camp leaders with us, some Boy Scout leaders, some spiritual advisors. You know who you are. Someone out there supported one of these students. And I want to talk to you because I'm celebrating as well. This is not only about courting the honors graduates. This is about recognizing all that you have done to help these students succeed. For the last 22 years, most of us have been taking care of these young people. We have picked them up when they've fallen. We've nursed them through various illnesses. I'm trying to make eye contact with my husband because we walked out of labor and delivery without a baby and had to come back a week later to pick him up from intensive care. We've nursed these children. We've mothered them, we've fathered them. We've provided all of the supports they need, mental, emotional, and physical. We've been providing all these extra things that allow a student to achieve at this level. And as a mom, and as the provost of all these students, I just want to thank all of you from the bottom of my heart. So now let's have a little fun. So I'm going to take a poll. So let me see, 22 years. Let's go back to elementary school. For all of the parents and other family members and supporters out there, how many of you tolerated your child having like obsessions and collections of really weird stuff? Like fossils, dinosaurs, come on, hands up guys. Pokemon cards. Yeah, oh I see, Pokemon cards is the winner. So yeah, I mean, my child came home and recognize I'm from England and we do things differently there anyway. And it was like this obsession with collecting Pokemon cards. And I didn't know anything about them and didn't understand what the different tribes or groups were and whatnot. But there was a part of me that realized that that skill that my child was developing would pay off one day. And so I encouraged and fostered that interest. Okay, so let's fast forward. How about middle school? All right, so when I think about middle school, I'm thinking about staying up really late at night on the eve of the release of a new Harry Potter book when my child wants to go to Barnes & Noble for like a launch party dressed as his favorite character from the latest Harry Potter book. Now, I wanted to go to bed, but I had to do that. How many of you did that? Come on, fess up. We all did that because even though we didn't particularly care for the writing, we knew that any author that got this generation reading again was to be admired, and we knew that that would pay off one of these days. Okay, fast forward to high school. Boy, there's a lot of really strange stuff that occurs in high school. So let me think of the most extreme thing that I had to challenge myself with as the parent of an honors student. So how many of you were subjected to listening to hours of Lady Gaga music? Ooh, okay, so maybe that was just in the Smith-Wheatley family. We took a road trip out to Colorado, and that's a long drive, and we have a rule in our family, whoever's the driver gets to pick the song. I had to listen to Lady Gaga for hours upon hours, and the more I listened to her and some of her public presentations, she was speaking for this generation of students. She was kind of weird, wearing the neat costume and all that, but she was saying to this group of students, it doesn't matter how different you are. It's okay to live the life you were born to lead, right guys? And that was a revolution for this set of students. So really, as I think about, my life as a mother of an honors student, I mean, I feel your pain out there, all you people sitting behind the students. You've challenged yourself, learning about yourself and what it is to parent a child who's inquisitive, who wants to collect weird things, who wants to stay up for book releases and listen to this weird lady singing about the bad romance. I mean, we could educate you guys about bad romances. Okay, so anyway, what I want to say to you today is that we really appreciate everything you have done, and this is about the parents and supporters and less about the students. So now I would ask the students to rise. You now need to turn around and try and make eye contact with the person who helped you get here. On the count of 3, listen to me guys, on the count of 3, I need you to give the biggest round of applause to these people who helped you get here tonight. accomplished so much. We are proud of all of you. You have all excelled. You're going to go on to wonderful things. Don't ever forget the people who brought you to this point, and make sure that you pay it forward. You will be raising the next generation of honors students. Watch out.
Thank you, Provost Wheatley. As you entered today, you did so to music that had its origins in the late medieval period. We chose this music as a link to the great historical academic tradition that we continue today. The robes we are wearing are themselves derived from the robes of those scholars, most of them monks, in the great European universities founded in the 11th century, in Bologna, Paris, and Oxford. Actually, to be honest, they had these big fancy robes to keep warm. It was cold. It's the opposite tonight, and we're all sweating. But even these universities are not the oldest examples of the academic tradition. The oldest continuously operating degree-granting university is, in fact, the University of Al-Qarawiyyin, located in Fez, Morocco. And it was founded in 859 CE by a woman named Fatima al-Farid. So we're going back in a tradition that is, in fact, 1154 years old, a tradition that was founded by a woman. So I want you to think of that tradition and the weight of history that is on your shoulders tonight. We congratulate you on your achievement, and we wish you very well for the future. However, as the Provost has already so eloquently pointed out, you didn't do this alone. It was only through the support of your family, friends, and I hope faculty, that you made it here today, so that we can celebrate the Honours Class of 2013. We also, at this point, celebrate those who helped you along that road. Now, I want you to think back. Some of you may remember, at your first year Honours Retreat, I read to you from Wind in the Willows and suggested that over the next 4 years, you tried to find a friend as good as Ratty, a mentor like Badger, become perhaps yourself, a little less like Mole and a little more like Ratty, and above all, to avoid Toad. I would like to return to that book now. Yes, one last book at bedtime. And read an extract from the end of a chapter called The Piper at the Gates of Dawn. By this time in the book, like you, Mole has found his mentor in Badger, and Ratty has come to understand what a very valuable friend Mole can be. They have just faced a major challenge, a very frightening one for them, and overcome it, and at the same time rescued a lost young otter. They are now on their way home. Then Mole, with a strong pull on one oar, swung the boat around and let the full stream bear them down again, whither it would, their quest now happily ended. I feel strangely tired, Rat, said the Mole, leaning wearily over his oars as the boat drifted. It's being up all night, you'll say, perhaps, but that's nothing. We do as much half the nights of the week at this time of year. No, I feel as if I've been through something very exciting and rather terrible. And it's just over, and yet nothing particular has happened. Or perhaps something very surprising and splendid and beautiful happened, murmured Rat, leaning back and closing his eyes. I feel just like you do, Mole. Simply dead tired, though not body tired. It's lucky we got the stream with us to take us home. Isn't it jolly to feel the sun again, soaking into one's bones, and hark to the wind playing into the reeds? Like Mole and Ratty, you have just reached the end of an adventure, which I hope, like theirs, was very exciting and terrible, but also surprising and splendid and beautiful. But like Roll and Ratty, you're only halfway through the book, not even that far. There are adventures that are not still to come. The adventure is not over. There's much more to come. And we hope that these past few years have prepared you for the future. So when it comes time for you to face stronger challenges, and like Mole, Ratty, Badger, yes, and even Toad, have to drive the weasels and stoats and ferrets out of your toad hole. These experiences of the last 4 years have prepared you to be a success and to carry on and be our future. Once again, honours students, friends and families, I congratulate you on your achievement, and I'm so proud of you, class of 2014. At this time, I am pleased to welcome our keynote speaker. Gregory W. Bowman is a recognized expert in international trade law. He's an associate professor and newly appointed associate dean at the West Virginia University College of Law. A native of West Virginia and a graduate of WVU, BA International Studies in Economics in 1990, summa cum laude, Phi Beta Kappa, and, I am proud to say, a university honours scholar. Bowman has also studied in Denmark as a Rotary Exchange student and at the University of Exeter in England, where he received an MA in economics with distinction, before graduating from Northwestern University School of Law in Chicago with a JD cum laude in 1991. Bowman was selected by WVU law students as Professor of the Year in 2011. Prior to joining the WVU College of Law faculty, Bowman practiced international trade law in Chicago and Washington, D.C., with the international law firm of Baker and McKenzie. He also served on the faculty of Mississippi College School of Law, where he was the founding director of the school's International Comparative Law Center and Korean Summer Legal Studies program. At WVU, he currently serves as director of the College of Law's Geneva Study Program abroad, co-director of the Legal Study in Mexico program, and co-advisor of the Jessup International Moot Court team. Bowman lives in Morgantown with his wife, Nicole, his 2 children, Ethan and Abby, and 2 extremely messy guinea pigs, Reese and Snowball. Professor Bowman.
Thank you very much, Dean. Provost Wheatley, Dean Claycomb, Honors College staff, family and friends, and graduates. It is an honor to be speaking here this evening to you, the 2013 graduates of the West Virginia University Honors College. This is your evening, not mine, not ours. So I'll keep my remarks brief, but I do have some things to say. For you see, as the Dean has said, we do have something in common. 23 years ago, I sat in the seats you are sitting in now. Almost 23 years ago to the day, as a matter of fact. Like you, I'm a graduate of the WVU Honors College, although back then it was an honors program. It was smaller, and today's college is more robust. It's larger, and I find that to be enormously exciting, enormously gratifying. And of course, a lot has changed in the past 23 years, between 1990 and 2013. The world when I graduated from WVU was a very different place than it is today. There was no internet, imagine that. No cellular phones, No Facebook, no Twitter, no texting. I told my children this, and they said, "But how did you talk to your friends, Dad?" It was hard, but they managed. Actually, they're in the audience tonight. They didn't say that. I have to be honest. I cannot tell a lie in front of my children, but I'm pretty sure they thought that. So, in 1990, things were different. The Berlin Wall had just fallen. I was a senior at WVU when the Berlin Wall fell. And in 1990, I was your age. Half the age I am now. And let me tell you something. Those 23 years, those long 23 years, they went just like that. I blinked, and 23 years went by, 2 decades. So here's what I want to tell you tonight. You have one chance at this life. I challenge you to make it count. You have beautiful minds. You have creative souls. I want you to use them well. You are some of the brightest people on the planet and the best educated. Don't waste that talent. Don't waste that training. Make it count. Now, all of you in the audience, behind the graduates, the family, the friends, the loved ones, let me talk to you for a minute. They don't really believe me. They're laughing, they're politely nodding, they're paying attention, but they really don't believe me. Not in their hearts anyway. Maybe in their heads, but not in their hearts. And how could they? They're young, they're full of energy. The world is their oyster. To them, the future is a distant horizon that is filled with promise. But one day, they're going to wake up, they're going to look in the mirror, and they're going to say, wow, you remember that guy at Convocation? What was his name? Well, whoever he was right. And I am right. I am right. So, have I depressed everybody in the room yet? I don't mean to do that. I don't mean to put a chill on this evening of celebration, and it is an evening of celebration. But I do want to help instill in you a sense of purpose, a sense of determination. I think it's really important for all of you, the graduates, to understand in your heart and in your soul, not just in your heads, that you have one shot at this particular life that you find yourself living right now. Make it right. Make it count. So, how do you do that? It's actually easy. You use those magnificent brains of yours, and you ask questions, and you seek answers. And the most important questions to ask are these. Number one, what do I want? What are my dreams? Number two, why do I want that? And number three, how do I get it? 3 critically important questions. What do I want? Why do I want it? How do I get it? I am frankly appalled by the number of people who don't expressly ask themselves those questions. And let me tell you something. Those people are guaranteed to succeed, or to not succeed. They're guaranteed to not succeed. They're going to hear only that. That's the only thing they're going to hear. Let me start over. Those people are guaranteed to not succeed. Or if they do happen to succeed, they'll succeed by sheer dumb luck. And you don't want to say, I succeeded by accident. It's not a very good plan. The old saying is that if you don't know where you're going, you're guaranteed not to get there. And that's very true. So don't live your life that way. Ask what you want, why you want it, and how you can get it. Now, listen to what I'm saying, but also listen to what I'm not saying. I didn't say, what should I do? As in, what would other people want me to do? I didn't say, what are other people's dreams for me? No, I said, what do I want? What are my dreams? And I don't say this, I don't make this clarification because I believe that there are always other people standing in our way. Well, maybe there are, but for most of us, most of the time, those who love us and support us, they just want us to succeed. They want us to be happy in whatever we want to do. But here's the catch. The only person on earth who can really and truly know what you want is you. So, you ask the questions, and you find the answers. You. You pursue your dreams. You chart your course. You follow your bliss. Now, I have a few corollaries to this golden rule of following your dreams. And the first corollary is this, that when following your dreams, you have to be really honest with yourselves. You need to understand yourself. You need to know what makes you tick. Do not lie to yourself when asking what you want and why you want it. Be honest with yourself. The answers will be there. The second corollary is this. It's okay to change your mind. Your dreams and your desires may change. They probably will change. So, change with them. Adjust your course. It will still be your own unique journey, and it will be all the more satisfying for the twists and the turns that you take. My own life certainly has been enriched by the long and winding road that I have traveled. My third corollary is that you can share your dreams with others. When I say follow your dreams and you, I don't mean be selfish. Your dreams may include helping others achieve their dreams. And on a personal note, that's why I teach. It is, for me, the most glorious dream I could ever imagine in my professional life. Serving others, helping them find their paths, pursuing their dreams. I am fulfilled every day in my journey. It is my hope that you will be fulfilled in your journeys too. But you can't be, and you won't be, if you don't ask and answer these questions. What do I want? Why do I want it? How can I get it? A quick confession before we go any further. I really don't mean to sound so serious. Maybe it's just a flaw I have. I don't know. You can ask my students at the College of Law. But you need to understand one other thing about what I have said here this evening. If you ask these questions, if you answer them honestly, if you live by them, guess what happens? Not only will you be more successful, you will have more fun. A lot more fun. You will know where you're going. You will know who's in charge. Who will be in charge? You. You will be in charge. That's exciting. It's a great feeling to be in charge of your own destiny. Life really is about the journey, not just the end result. So live it with purpose, honestly, with integrity. And to do so, you first need to ask and figure out what that purpose should be. No one else can decide that for you. They can help you. You can ask them for help, but ultimately, it is your decision. I want to close with a few more words for the families and the friends and the loved ones of the graduates. I know that you are proud of them, bursting with pride, as a matter of fact. And you, like me, know that these graduates are our future, that in the blink of an eye, they will be leaders. They'll be scientists and scholars, teachers and entrepreneurs, members of government, lawyers and judges, parents and colleagues. Our job as their teachers, as their loved ones, is to keep reminding them of this and of all the good that they can do. For you see, I believe that our state, the state of West Virginia, is on the verge of a renaissance. I think our state has enormous potential. We have a rich cultural heritage. We have a great location. We're neither north, nor south, nor east, nor west. We are unique, and we have huge, untapped potential. And it is the generation of the future that will really be able to tap that potential. And some of those people are sitting here today. They are our finest graduates. And maybe we shouldn't even think of them as the generation of the future. Maybe we should think of them as the generation of right now. Because they are ambitious and eager and ready to go. And before you know it, they will be leading the way. And I, for one, take great comfort in that. When they take the lead in the blink of an eye, that will mean that we, their teachers, their families, their loved ones, we will have done our jobs right. I would be remiss if I did not point out that many of our graduates this evening are not from West Virginia. Many of you know. They're from all over the nation. Some of them, I hope, will stay here. Some will not. And some of our native sons and daughters will leave. And that is as it should be. We want them to follow their dreams, wherever their dreams might lead them. And we must never forget that what a state needs to really improve and to take it to the next level, as they say, is to have champions, both in the state and outside the state. Those champions, I believe, are sitting here before you today. I have high hopes and high expectations for them. I do not think they will let us down. In fact, I am certain that they will not let us down as long as they follow their dreams. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Bowman, for sharing with us this evening. We are very glad you could attend this special event. It's now time to honor our honors graduates. Over 3 decades ago, a university honors program was established at West Virginia University. It is now known as the University Honors College. To enter and remain in the Honors College, students must meet high academic standards. As Honors College members, they nurture their intellectual curiosity by taking special courses taught by premier WVU faculty who truly get to know their students and their work. Small class sizes allow for discussion, debate, and hands-on learning activities. Honors College students can also earn credit for undergraduate research, study abroad, and independent study. Because graduating students in the Honors College have displayed exceptional commitment to discovery and academic excellence, we recognize the achievement by designating them University Honors Scholars. They have made the most of their college experience, and I have no doubt that they will follow in the footsteps of previous Honors College graduates in achieving success. As Honors students, you took the challenge of aiming for academic excellence, and you have received it. Tonight, you will be presented with your honors course. Professor Wheatley will join me in congratulating each of these scholars. Dr. Ryan Claycomb will introduce each scholar. We'll be assisted by Dr. Marie Licklighter and Amy Seifert Esquire in the courting.
Brittany N. Saffron, accompanied by Elkie, a mobility assistance dog, also graduating into service. Joseph E. Malone. Tanya S. Ahmed. Jacqueline E. Gasek. Emily J. Dill. Hope L. Bragg. Ryan E. Butler. Caitlin S. McFerrin. Aaron M. Caulfield. Stephanie M. Smith. Anna K. McClung. Dustin J. Fraunhofer. Evan D. Ford. Sarah L. Robinson. Leah A. Commercy. Justin M. Matthias. Caitlin B. Dodsworth. David E. Eade. Anna M. Sampson. Joseph H. Ta. Jennifer L. Williams. Clemens N. Chow. Brandon D. Cole. Christopher P. Kennedy. Alicia M. Webster. Emily A. Hargraves. Emily M. Wintz. James G. Girac.
Yeah, Bobby!
Kelly N. Babiak. Taylor L. Kramer. Tyler W. Browning. Allison N. Tappy. Charles C. Schuler. Jacob S. Satterfield. James F. Scheidler. Tyler P. Brown. Michelle D. Rainey. Jessica M. Liu. Rachel L. Hobble. Lisa A. Scandalis. Katrina M. Weimer. Mariah C. Ellington. Sadie E. Phillips. Patrick J. Cushing. Alyssa M. Abruzzini. Carl R. Rice. Stephanie P. Aliff. Victor M. Rendon. Kurt W. Mills. Kevin J. Walden. Heather V. Hill. Christopher A. McBride. Kevin O. Limpus. Bridget C. Boyd. Kaylee A. Imlay. Surya Manavana. Kayla E. Pump. Jonathan M. Turner. Jessica A. Carr. Karen M. McCauley. Emily N. Eddy. Chelsea D. Willis. Nicholas A. Smith. Ashley E. Reynolds. Brenna F. Ramirez. Helena N. Porter. Lauren T. Clevenger. Ryan M. Alpino. Valerie D. White. Kylie A. Sanders. Alessandra M. Pachilli. Chelsea N. Ward. Taylor A. Moreland. Jake P. Engel. Coleman P. Elchie. John C. Honaker. Caitlin M. Chapman. Maria G. Belcher. Mary E. Arose. Bethany P. Andrew. Justin M. Burrier. Chelsea L. Hodgkins. Allison P. Cole. Arisha N. Khan. Amanda D. Delegati. Darren E. Nichols. Rebecca L. James. Melody L. Walkup. Jessica B. Koala. Blair M. Williams. Chelsea V. Anderson. Tyler R. Fisher. John R. Higgins. Caroline D. Bailey. Abigail C. Dolph. Andrew J. Licata. Timothy J. Hittrick. Lindsay A. Cobb. Jacob Goldner. Bradley C. Beach. Nathaniel C. Linville. Sarah C. Tice. Chelsea E. Phillips. Sarah M. Rhodes. Evan G. Graber. Kaya N. Harpool. Natalie A. Carpini. Ashley N. Dean. Kirsty L. Cutler. Caitlin M. Brown. John D. Lindsay. Emily B. Hugart. David E. Webb. Christopher R. Oldaker. Nicholas W. Rotz. Wesley J. Vassar. Robert J. Guy. Sardar M. Shah Khan. Adele M. Schaefer. Taylor M. Zimmerman. Ikra B. Sheik. Haley D. Murray. Mallory J. Engel. Stanley K. Smith. Eric W. Chow. Andrew J. Udock. Zachary J. Willison Headley. Samantha Krieger. Kirk Oval. Lucas A. Pennock. Forrest R. Hirsch. Charles M. Cord. Victoria L. Hartley. Kyla M. Galbraith. Janelle N. Kaler. Allison M. Leo. Eva C. Marshall. Leah R. McIntyre. Michael P. Hendricks. John Zachary Velasco. Julianne Wisman. Maria J. Panachone. Genevieve S. Shapiro. Julia L. Ferry. Alexandra V. Palmer. Emily D. Lipscomb. Jeremy P. Ash. Grant I. Langston. Julia E. Asel. Zachary K. Atkins.
Over the past few weeks, I have read many of your theses and talked to many of you in exit interviews. I know you go on to graduate school, professional school, to positions in industry and government, where I know you'll succeed and be a credit to West Virginia University. In addition to achieving academic excellence, many of you have been leaders here on our campus, and you should also be congratulated for that. Please, now join with me in congratulating our 2013 Honours Scholars. I would now like to invite Provost Wheatley back to the podium to say a few closing words.
Before we close tonight's ceremony, I would like to say a few final words to our 2013 graduates. You represent the very best our university and our state have to offer. You demonstrate true mountaineer values, hard work, perseverance, and community spirit. Your accomplishments are important not only to you and to your families, but to our university community. Your potential is unlimited. Your destiny is truly in your own hands. All of us here today look into your faces and see a bright future for our state, our nation, and our world. After the recessional, we invite graduates and guests to join us for an open reception in the Mountaineer Room.